being incarcerated for that amount of time, how did you find the right people to connect with in there?
In a sense, it's just the same way out here. You know, you got to pick your tribe.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You
gotta
tribe.
Yeah, tribe.
Oh,
like,
tribe. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta pick your tribe.
Right.
Like, if you're trying to go somewhere, you want to have people that are either there or on the same path. So, me, if I wanted this storefront, right?
Yes.
You've been to Bed-Stuy in the summertime. You ever heard of Tompkins?
I've been to Graham.
All right, so they have like on in Bedford-Stuyvesant on Tompkins Avenue in the summertime.
I know the Williamsburg over there.
They have the market.
Yes.
They cut it off from like Gates all the way to Jefferson, and they have this market, right? So I say that to say, me being there, I was there with individuals that had storefronts, brand like Bed-Stuy Fly, the store. Bed-Stuy Fly, my brother Steve, and then my other brothers from GBC that's in Flatbush. They have storefronts. Okay. So by me being there with them, at the end of the summer, I end up having a storefront.
So it became more so if you stay with this flock, you're gonna grow in some way. But if you go, same thing over here incarcerated. Okay, so would you say if that's the case, there are men in there,
men and women,
who are incarcerated, who want a better life. It's not whatever. Yeah.
Everybody, for the most part, everybody wants a better life.
Okay.
Everybody wants better choices and decisions, but it's about holding oneself accountable. And when you start holding yourself accountable, accountability brings forth responsibility, right?
Yes.
Like, if I hold myself accountable for my actions, then I'm going to have to be responsible for the choices that I make to lead forth action.
So would you say that's the positive part about being incarcerated, is that you build structure and accountability?
I think the positive part of being incarcerated, it's all on the person, because I turned the prison cell to a university, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it pretty much.
In the sense of studying, you know, formal education and informal education. So, but having also teachers and students around me. Right, teacher-student aspect is a give and take. Okay. You could be a teacher and a student, and I'm gonna always forever be a student.
So you're humble. That's good, because they say at our mindset, the human brain develops at 25. I don't believe that. Science is beautiful, yes, but it's, again, you've still got this brain working. You can find your way out of something. That's how I look at it, and it sounds like you just kept digging. And sculpting along the way, taking that canvas. All right, if something happens on a lockup, you understand. I don't want to be no parts of that, because I got this canvas I'm protecting when I get out of here.
That's major.
When you're peer pressure.
I mean, when I was 23 when I got locked up.
Oh, okay.
I already had my own apartment. I already had cars. I already had a lot of stuff, so it wasn't too much of peer pressure, because I knew who I was.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't go in prison and seek validation from other people that I didn't know.
So you weren't with you were with the adults then. When I think of Rikers Island, for some reason.
Oh, I wasn't on Rikers for long, and I'm grateful for that. I was upstate. I was in Clinton.
You did say yes.
I was in Fishkill. I was in Easton. I was in Sing Sing.
This might be a weird question to ask. I hate going to this, but feds or state?
State.
I only ask that because whoever watches, they're gonna relate. All right, I was in state.
Yeah, I was in the state. I was in the state.
And from my record knowledge of talking to other people, state is not easy.
Prison is easy.
Well, yeah, prison is all.
State, federal. I think federal might be a little bit more structured. The state, depending on like I said, a lot of your time has to do with you. Right, to a degree.
No matter which one you go to.
I mean, for the most part, like you gotta be like, prison is 90% mental and 10% physical. Okay,
here's another question I would like to ask you, because you overcome all of this, and a lot of people, again, the reason why I keep saying, I would say overcome, and just keep shining that light on you of how much you accomplish. You've done all of those things from that 13-year-old kid with Sparks, 2013, 10 years, come out, open the waterfront with your friend. Sorry, not the waterfront. I would like to say LoMein, New York.
By the waterfront.
By the waterfront, yes. Brooklyn Bridge by Zach.
No, Manhattan Bridge. This is Manhattan Bridge.
Dang, Manhattan Bridge. I'm still learning the.
Don't worry about it. Look. That stands for Down Under Manhattan Bridge Overhead.
Okay, cool. I should have seen. Whoa.
Learn every day, brother.
So, overcoming all those things, would you say no one has excuses?
No way. No. I don't like excuses for the most part. Like when people give me excuses, I'll be looking at them like, you don't want it that bad. Respectfully.
No, seriously.
With all due respect. It might, and a lot of people don't like to hear that. They like, they want to be soft about it. No, the reality is, there's no excuses. It's either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Because like I told people, like when I would facilitate programs while I was incarcerated. So I would tell people, you either practicing to stay in or you're practicing to stay out. It's either or. It's no in between, right? Like your success comes in your schedule. It lies in your schedule. Whatever your schedule is how or what you will be deemed as successul.
And a lot of people don't understand the schedule part. We all
they don't
have
understand
our
discipline either.
Yes, discipline. Without a discipline, you can't have schedule.
So, and I learned this from my father. My father's an entrepreneur, right?
Leader, not a follower.
Yeah, and he's from Belize. He came here. He started. He had an auto repair business, and he just retired. He sold his business and whatnot. And I learned a lot of practices from him. Like, in order to be successful, you need to be disciplined. You can't be disciplined without success.
Okay, and you say your father.
You can't be successful without discipline. Excuse me. Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. Because you said something that triggered me, and a lot of men don't have this. You actually saw your father working. Would you say that was a big influence on you?
Super. Major.
Congratulations to fatherhood.
Yeah, major. Even though, our relationship wasn't the best, but that visual, me seeing him work, it drew me. Like, he would be in the backyard because he had a house in East New York.
Yeah.
He'd be in the backyard fixing cars, and I'll be in the front
with your bike.
Not even because this is I didn't live with my father.
Okay.
So I would go visit him, and he'll be in the back fixing cars, and I'll be in the front. I started my own business washing cars. I went to the corner store. I got the bucket. I got the soap. I got the nap. Everything to clean the cars, so I could have my own money because I seen my pops working. Right? Or I would go pick the grass in the neighbor's yards so I could go to the movies or go get my Chinese food. Because it was just like, if he working, I can work too. Then I realized me and him having conversation, and he'll say things like, he could come in whatever he wanted. Like, he didn't mind being broke in the sense of he worked for himself.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was broke. He may not have the money that people may think he had, but he still was working for himself.
He had his time.
And when I really look and reflect on it, my pops is 64. Yeah, my pops is 64. He retired at 64.
That's beautiful.
That's amazing. That's really and
where
he at,
it's crazy.
He's chilling. He's good. He's pretty good.
For him to have his own business and you to see his son probably out there, most likely motivated him. When you comes to that father and son conversation, you said you were having. Would you say there was a talk about finances and how to save your money, where to invest your money?
He wasn't. I didn't learn that from him.
That's. I feel like that's.
I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like he gave us practices because we would work for him in the summertime, me and my sister, and he would save money from each check. And at the end of the summer, we would go shopping. We would have money to go shopping. We didn't spend all of our money, but that worked only but so much. I learn more now about money management. It's still a process. It's still hard, but if I have questions on things like that, I can ask him, and I would ask him. But he's one of them people that, like, he's driving an old car. He doesn't care about none of that.
Yeah.
But
that old time way.
He's sitting pretty.
Yeah, that sounds like my dad. For him, it was like, we got allowance, but I would rather get up and get that, like, go shovel and cut.
My father fired me.
I'm crying. Yeah, we had we say allowance, and when I say allowance, what people hear allowance and be like, oh, silver spoon. Nah, like the backyard is big. You know what it's like to mow a lawn with a manual freaking mower? It's not easy. So that $10 is not worth it. Slavery.
Nah, but see, you know what's crazy about that? Think about this. Think about he was teaching you, and you didn't notice at the time, but that was a trade.
That exactly. That honestly, I look at it like that now.
That's landscaping.
I can't. When it came to chores, that's where it started for me. I guess the structure in that, like my mom was strict with the board. You don't get paid. You gotta do it because either it's gonna help the family. There has to be a positive, genuine reason for you to do chores. Like the dishes, you don't want your house to be dirty. Your mom's yelling at you, but it's like, yo, this is gonna help everyone in the long run. Keep the house healthy, calm. You don't think of it that way as a child. Did you have that same structure? If I'm gonna ask the question.
For me,
how did you grow up?
My mom, like she was strict in a sense, but I didn't have that type of structure. It was more so like you gotta go to school, you gotta do this. Like it wasn't
like a job.
Yeah, you have to get a job. You gotta go to school. You gotta figure that out. Like not so much of
because you're a New Yorker and. Yes,
I don't know if this has anything
to do.
I don't know because my mom is from down south.
Okay.
Oh, my mom is from South Carolina.
I'll take that back then. I'll take that back.
She's from South Carolina, but a lot of people think my mom is from the Caribbean because of how strict she is, or was. Like she wasn't strict in the sense like this, that, and the third, but she was a stern person. Like she didn't take no mess. She doesn't take it
here. That's when you feel.
Oh no, I've always been here all my life.
Okay. So, would you say her traditional ways of her moving here is what made it that structure? You have to, like a job?
I think her upbringing, of course, affected how she raised me, my brother, and my sister. Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about your mom, because I feel like
that's a big one.
I gotta get what's her backstory. Let's represent mom real quick.
Yeah, mom's she's the big dog. Hardworking woman.
Okay.
I get my work ethics from my parent. My mom worked, she's still working. My pops, he worked forever, so it was just like that aspect that I didn't have to go and do other things to get money if I wanted it. You know, I know I can get a job. I know I can work for it. You know, I know I can put in the work to get it. My mom's is mad chill. Like, you know, she's into fashion. She's probably somewhere shopping right now at home.